everyone, welcome to a new video. This is going to be sort of part vlog, part informative video. It's 2 weeks exactly, well actually 2 weeks minus a day until I go to the New Forest Fairy Festival. It's probably been and gone by the time you've seen this, but I thought you might be interested to see how it is I need to prepare for the festival, what I need to do. Oh, the dog is whitening for his walk, sorry about that strange noise in the background. If you're new here, you may not realise that I have a clothing business called Threads of a Fairy Tale. Most of the time it's just online. I don't do festivals and fairs very often because my experience in the past has not been great with a lot of festivals, and it's very difficult to earn your pitch fee back. The cost of pitches at festivals is ridiculously high. However, the New Forest Fairy Festival has always been a good one for me. I've been there right from the start, although I did miss out last year because I thought we'd be packing to move to America for a year at that point, so I didn't book my pitch. It didn't happen, but I obviously by then missed out on the chance. So I feel a bit, just missing 1 year has left me feeling a little unsure and not as confident as I was with what I needed to do. So I'm sort of reminding myself as I go along. I thought this could be useful if you're new to having a stall or a pitch at a fair or festival, and I thought if you're not even considering that sort of thing but you enjoy shopping at fairs and festivals, it might be nice to actually see what the stall holder has to go through in order to get there, because I know I'm guilty of this as well. When I'm looking around a fair or something and you're looking at what's on their table or on their rails and you think, oh well, either you think, oh well I could make that, or you think, oh that's a bit pricey, isn't it? And you don't think actually about the hours that go into not just making the thing, but the hours into being there, just being there. So yeah, I thought it might be interesting to see that as well. So far, obviously, my main task has been making enough clothing to take with me. I've also been labelling up, I'll give you an example. So my next project is actually making these skirts, which is all out of pure silk and cotton gauze, and I really like this. But I have been making a whole load of chiffon jackets, beach cover-ups, dresses, all in a similar sort of style, because those have proven popular for me in the past. So as well as making them, I've been doing the labels. So on my labels, I thread them up with a ribbon now. They used to be string, but I think a ribbon looks a little bit more classy. I give the size, I give the fabric type if I know it, and washing instructions and the price obviously, and then on the other side I write a very mini fairy tale to go with my brand. I've been doing this on my Etsy shop, Threads of a Fairy Tale, since it began. I thought it would be a really nice way to draw people in, give them a little story to think about, related vaguely to the item of clothing. So that's the labelling, so that's all spread out all over my desk at the moment. I've got the labels and the ribbon and everything like that, so that takes a little bit of time. Also, if there's specific, there isn't for this is free size, but if there's measurements then I put them on as well. And now I'm just waiting for my husband Chris to finish what he's doing, and then I'm going into the garage to get out my gazebo, dig out some of the other things that I need, such as the changing tent, the clothes rails, and a table. I'm going to take a table this year for some of my jewellery bits and bobs, and I might even take some of my pyrography with me this time. And then I'm going to pitch the gazebo up in the garden just to check there's no damage or anything like that. So that's the task for the rest of the day. I'll also show you how I plan my layout of the stall, decorating the stall, and everything that goes along with planning a festival stall. Sorry, how many times can I say stalled? It hasn't rained in almost weeks and typically it's now just starting to rain, just a little bit, but actually to be honest I'm quite exhausted. I think I want to go in and carry on sewing. But it's so good to get this out. Not only does it reassure me that there are no holes or anything, but it's so good to see the layout properly. You wouldn't believe, and you probably wouldn't believe actually, how long I spend trying to figure out the perfect layout. I've got 10 foot by 10 foot, which is about 3 meters by 3 meters, which is a standard pitch size. You can pay for double if you can afford it. When it's raining and everything is crowded inside, it does get a bit cramped, but I think I've now got most things sort of sorted in my head. I know what I can fit in and what I can't, and I'm going to not use one of my clothing rails that takes up a lot of space. It's good for display, but it takes up a lot of space and it's heavy, and so I have to tie it to all the poles. It's really not an easy clothing rail to use, particularly as it's not on wheels, so if there's showers it's hard to get in and out, and also you have to look around it because it's got like 4 prongs. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I've decided not to use that one, so I am going to need to buy a new rail. I've just looked on eBay, there's a local one nearby, so I think I'm going to go for it and do a buy it now. I've just sort of tested whether I've got space for it or not, because it's a 6 foot long one. If I was going to buy one, I think I was going to go for a 5 foot, but anyway, never mind. I have decided I'm going to take a table this year. I think I mentioned that already. So that'll go in that corner. This rail in that corner, that's going to be some clearance old stock. This one is going to be the new rail actually, which is the same length as that. That's going to have all my big fancy dresses on. Oh, and I've got a very tall 2-prong rail. It might go here or it might go here, I haven't decided. And then that rail, or the new one, it's the same length, it's going to go out the front here, and this rusty old rail will either, depending on the weather and depending on my neighbours and sort of what the pitch looks like when I get there, I'm hoping it's going to go right out the front so people can see it easily as they're going past. That's going to have my Fairytale undergarments on it, and then on this side, hopefully mannequin sticking slightly out to one side. I'm getting wet now, let me get underneath. And some sort of display, which I haven't figured out properly yet. I have made a whole load of fairy wings. I had the frames already done. They were from an old, I don't know, photography studio I think, or something. I got them off eBay as a bulk lot. But the net over the top was sort of disintegrating, so I've sort of mended it with using crochet doilies and sewn clips on. So they actually work as really nice, pretty, either big clips for your hair, or you can clip them onto the back of your clothes and be like little fairy wings that look really cute but don't get in the way. I really like them, but they don't seem to sell well. I've only ever sold 1 pair of these, and I've had them for sale like 3 years in a row. And I think people might be thinking that they're part of my display rather than for sale, because I usually clip them all the way around the front of the gazebo and down the sides, and sometimes on the guy ropes, depending on whether I've got guy ropes. So yeah, so I want to make some sort of display and have just, it won't look as pretty, won't make my stall look as pretty, but it will be clear that they are for sale. So I want some sort of grid display thing that I can clip them all to. Also, Rain is joining me, my daughter Rain is joining me this year. She is making some felt ears that go on hairbands. So I want some of those at the front and some on the table. And I've also got some leather pouches that I've made, leather like necklaces and pouches and stuff. And I'd quite like them at the front as well, because you do get a lot of men, I'm generalising here, but men aren't generally interested in the fairy wings, but want to be included. So I have some leather stuff, and yeah, one day I'll have to really go for it and make some waistcoats and stuff. Anyway, where to sit is always the problem. At the moment I've got my chair in the middle. It kind of would make sense to sit behind the table. However, I'm going to have a tall screen behind the table, and I could sit next to the table. But I don't know about you, but when I'm shopping in craft fairs, I feel really awkward and uncomfortable if the stall holder is just there looking at me. So I don't like to sit right near the bit where people want to spend time and browse and see and taking, because there's going to be a lot of stuff there, and it just feels uncomfortable, isn't it, if you're just being watched. And it's hard not to look. It's like hard not to, because you just want to see, well, what are they interested in, what are they spending their time looking at. So I often sit at the front of the stall. It gives me the opportunity to say hello when people come in, and In the early days of the festival, before it was so busy, I used to put fairy dust, like glitter, on a lot of the children as they were passing, and then I'd say, this was a good ploy, and then I'd say, oh, there's a mirror inside if you want to have a look. Forces the whole family to come inside. So yeah, that's a little secret tip from me there. Now it's so busy, I kind of don't have time to do that. And also there is the glitter issue now that we hadn't thought of back then. Obviously not so good for the environment. And I think the biodegradable glitter is a little more pricey. Anyway, I have rambled on a lot. I might take you in and just show you exactly how much time I've spent on trying to figure out this layout. I think I'm getting there. Oh, the other issue is the children's clothes. I have decided this year not to put the children's clothes on a rail. They don't sell very well. They did at the beginning when the festival was new, but everyone knows about it now, so they come already costumed up and don't necessarily want to spend money on another fairy dress that they might not have an occasion to wear again in the I don't know. Anyway, lately they're not selling very well, but people do love a bargain basket. I've had a bargain basket for a few years, and some people go through everything in it. They don't just have a quick look, they spend a long time looking through there. People love a bargain, don't they? I do too. So I totally understand. And as I have reduced the price of them a couple of times, I think they warrant a bargain basket. So I'm going to try and fit the clothing, all the children's clothes, in a couple of baskets that I'm going to just put out the front. Again, weather dependent. If not, I think there's going to be a little bit of space here where I could put them. And yeah, not having the rail for the kids' clothes is freeing up this extra space that I haven't had before, which is nice. Okay, so I'm going to take you in. I'm going to show you some of my sketches, just so you can see how long I agonize over this. Still not quite sure where I'm going to put my chair. Oh yeah, I was saying, yeah, sitting out at the front is nice because you can see what's going on, and I do like that. But again, the weather, it's either raining so you want to be inside, or it's been baking hot. I missed last year. I don't think the weather was so good last year, but the year before and the year before that, it was just too hot to sit out the front. You'd be burning. So it's kind of nice to come in a bit and have a bit of shade. So that's just some notes I had for ideas of how to display things. That's one early sketch, and again, a couple of notes to go with it. Again, this is one layout. I've written pros and cons of this idea. There's another one here, again with pros and cons. That's me remembering what I did last time, just to help me figure out spacings and how much we can actually fit in. There's more ideas there, more ideas there, more there. So, and I think that's it. I think we've hit on the final one, more or less. Still don't know where the chair's going to go, and still not quite sure how to do this display thing. This is what I've been doing, sewing together using very long running stitch a whole load of net curtains ready to sort of decorate the inside of the stall. I've got one wall finished. Yeah, so before I've used hessian or burlap if you're American to completely line all the walls of my gazebo in the past. On the inside, oh look at that butterfly. Aww. Right, what was I saying? Yeah, obviously I have the other walls up as well, but I've always lined it with hessian to give it a woodlandy feel, but it makes it so dark. So I'm trying something a bit different to brighten it up. I mean, the inside of the walls is just this silver fabric. It's okay, but it's not the prettiest in the world. So that's why I'm making these net curtain panels and sewing them all together, which took a lot longer than I thought it was going to do, I have to say. I'm going to do the second one now. I'm going to pin it together and maybe sew it while I'm watching telly later. thought I'd just give you a little update on what I've been up to. I have just finished the whole collection of silk items that I've been making really quite late into the night. Chris is away at the moment, so he's not here to tell me off for sewing so late. But I am really pleased. Oh look, there they are. I'm really pleased. They're so pretty, and I think they're going to make my stall look extra nice. So here they are quickly before I put them away. And all of them have been tagged with the ribbon, the size, the information they need, and a mini fairy tale. So that's that. The other thing to tell you about is a couple of purchases I needed for the stall. Yesterday I went and collected from Froome a clothes rail that I needed, but I'm worried I've made a mistake. I'll show it to you. So here it is. I put it up to test it was all going together properly, because it was all folded down when I bought it. All went together absolutely fine, but I can't for the life of me put it back down again. It was important to me to get, number one, a heavy duty rail, because I don't want it falling over in the wind. I don't want it sagging or just being difficult. Cheap clothes rails from Argos are no good whatsoever for a festival stall. I'm pleased with the quality, the sturdiness, and the other thing is it needs to be easy to get up and down, because you don't have a lot of time quite often to get your stall ready and looking beautiful just for 1 or 2 days. So I do only want the ones that slot in together. I don't want any faff with having to try and find Allen keys or screws or anything. I just want to slot them in. So this does meet that criteria. However, it comes apart. You have to put your finger in there to push the knob in, and at the same time pull this up out of this section, or alternatively tinkerbell that one and push the bottom section. I'm a bit annoyed that that's so difficult. And the other thing is, my other clothes rail ends here. This design has this L-shaped, all welded in place, and that's where the join is. The seller linked to the rail on Amazon, so I had a look, checked it out, checked the reviews, also checked that they sold extension poles, which they did, because 5 foot isn't high. This is a 5 foot high one. It's not high enough for my fancy dresses, and I already have a rail that's 5 foot high, and I couldn't find extension poles for that rail either, so I'm worried I've made a mistake. But at least it wasn't expensive. This was £15. They are £32 on Amazon. If you want a heavy duty one from Argos, I think they're 55. So for 15, and it only took me a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes to get there. I don't know. It will get used, but I shall have to work out how to take it down. Or if not, it will be going in the camper van just like this somehow. And I've been shopping. There's been a few things I've needed to buy for the stall. Did I say that already? Yes, I did. Oh, I'm tired. I have been busy. I don't think I've ever been this busy for a festival stall. I think I'm panicking a little bit because, like I said, missing last year has just made me less relaxed. I'm not taking this one in my stride like I started to be able to do. Right, so 2 clear shower curtains. Now the plan is to put these at the front, at the sides, if it's raining. Now I know from experience that the wind at Burley Park, where the festival takes place, blows from west to east, and my stall has faced west, so the wind blows into it. I know that if it's a rainy day as well as a windy day, the rain just comes in, and it's hard enough as it is to fit all your stock inside your stall, but let alone if the rain is coming in as well. So I've got 2 clear shower curtains to go at the front to hang up each side. I can just pull them part way across where the clothes rails are at the side to keep them completely dry, but because it's clear, people can see in, it's still welcoming to the public, hopefully. So that's the plan with them. I was quite pleased with that idea. I hope it works, but I also hope I won't need to find out. I'll be honest, I can't remember what this is, but the only things I've ordered have been for the stall, so I'm guessing it is. Sandpaper. Yeah, I ordered sandpaper, some blue spray paint, and some spray varnish as well for those clothes rails. And I have to admit, I know I was just talking about not getting the cheap clothes rails because those are cheap ones. It sort of occurred to me the price of the amount I've spent on sandpaper, spray paint and spray varnish was the same as one brand new clothes rail. So I kind of wonder I should have just thrown those rusty ones in the bin and got new ones. I don't know. At least this way, the colour will go with my branding. And one of my biggest purchases I've had to make, which I am so cross about, is a new PayPal machine. It's just here, PayPal here. I've used this a grand total of twice. Not individual payments. I have used it more than once for payments, but 2 festivals, the year before last and the year before that, and this one cost me £100 I think, or just under £100, and I got it out to test it the day before yesterday. It won't work, it won't connect, the Wi-Fi won't connect. I tried sticking a pin in it in the side there to reset it, it won't reset. So I've had to buy another one. Luckily the price has at least gone down, £55 though. And just all these little purchases all add up, and you kind of think like, yeah, so a new PayPal machine, £55, that's what, a day's work on a dress? It's just really frustrating. Every time I have to lay out money for something that's not material or something that I can use to make with, oh, it's just frustrating. Last time at the festival I had to buy a new changing tent because my changing tent was broken. I'm a bit disappointed about that. I do know I can get a signal down in Burley with my mobile phone, so I know that these are worth it, and they have been worth it. People don't bring enough cash, particularly when your price point is quite high, which mine mainly is. Yeah, it's kind of essential. Have I bought anything else? Business cards, that's another thing I've had to buy. Completely out of business cards. It's one of those expenses that you don't even know is worth it. Do you know what I mean? I think that was £30. I don't know, what do you do with your business cards? I'd be really interested to know this. Let me know, because I know I walk around craft fairs, craft stalls and stuff. If I see something I like but I'm not sure of and I haven't got the time then to properly think it through, because sometimes the crowds are so busy you can't think, or the kids are chatting to you and you can't think, so pick up a business card. Have I ever bought from that stall later? I don't know. I do keep them all. They're all in a basket, just there. I've definitely looked up things like their Instagram and followed them on Instagram, which I found off their card, that sort of thing, but I don't honestly know if it's led to a direct purchase from me. So please let me know, what do you do with your business cards? Do you pick them up at craft fairs? Do you then look up the websites? Do you pick them up, leave them in the bottom of your bag for a few weeks and then chuck them in the bin? Yeah, I'd be really interested. It would be really helpful for me to know whether it's worth the expense or not. Yeah, so I'll show them when they arrive. I hope they arrive in time. Same with the PayPal machine. If that doesn't arrive in time, I'm going to be mad. So let me introduce you to my basement. This is where I keep all my stock. Usually it's folded into this chest here, but actually I've made so many things I better sell them at the fairy festival because I don't think they're going to fit in there. So last night I was up here till 1:30 in the morning, going through everything, checking that it all had a label, and started to sort them. So this will be my dresses rail, that's going to be my separates rail, that's going to be my Fairytale undergarments rail, and this pile still needs doing, so I'm going to get on with that now. There's my little station of bits and bobs. I brought down my laptop, that's got all the information I need, the sizes and the details and that sort of thing. So that's what I've got to do now. Good, I'm really glad about that. Okay, my next job for the day is to get in this wooden chest and see if I can fit in the children's clothes into baskets. I have got 2 baskets this size. I wonder if I can put you somewhere still. Not really, there's not really anywhere to put you. Balance you here. I feel like you're wobbling all over the place. Right, sorry, you're a bit high. I'm looking right up at you. That's the only place I can lean the tripod on at the moment. Okay, battery died. I'm back, but I can't remember exactly where I was. I think I was saying about fitting all the children's clothes into baskets because although it's a big pile of sale items, I still want it to look classy. So I'm hoping they fit in nice wicker baskets rather than just in an IKEA bag or, you know, just a cardboard box or something like that. And the other reason why that's my next task is because then I can use the plastic covers that those are in for the other adult clothes. I'm really worried I'm not doing the right thing here. Everything is all on nice wooden hangers. So that's another job done. I actually didn't think they were going to fit in 2 baskets, but they did. Luckily, this one's quite a bit bigger. So that's age 8 to 15. That one's age 0 to 8. Annoyingly, if you're 8, you have to look in both baskets. And there's all the hangers. I guess all the wooden hangers were actually taking up quite a lot of space. Okay, my next job is to sand them down ready to paint. Keep going, keep going. Couple of coats of paint and 3 coats of varnish. I totally did things in the wrong order today. The 2 rusty rails got sprayed and have been put away in the camper ready for next week. And then I thought, oh, I still haven't sorted out that grid system that I want to do at the front of the stall. So I've just been looking through the garage. I found another old rusty rail. And then I found these racks here, which were the shelves from a green, like one of those temporary greenhouses. Do you know the ones I mean? With like the plastic covers. And look how perfectly they fit. I mean, that is just perfect. All I need to do is get some string or ribbon and wrap it around the top, wrap it around the sides to keep it from swinging backwards and forwards. And these are just at the moment temporarily balancing off of each other like so, but again, just a bit of string woven through there. And there we've got a good grid display rail. So that's well and truly saved me. I think the cheapest ones are about £35, so I'm quite pleased with that. But of course now I want to spray it blue to match the other 2. So it's it's 7:30. I keep thinking, calm down, don't stress. This time next week I'll be packing it all away. I'm trying not to stress, but it's difficult. Yeah, it is difficult. So next job, spraying this. I'm annoyed because I've already thrown away all the paper that I had to protect the grass. So we might have a little bit of blue grass for a while. Never mind. Down. There's not enough space in this room. I haven't got a prop for you. Yeah, so it's Monday now and I'm getting on with packing the clothes and the bags, which I thought I'd get done on Saturday. So I'm running a little bit behind, but I have got more of my Fairytale undergarments made, so I'm quite pleased about that. But yeah, I want to get this job done and out the way. Oh my goodness me. Two hours later, they are all packed. Phew. Okay, hit a slight problem. In order to get to the clothes that are in the basement, I have to get to the basement. Yeah, this is the entrance. So we have cotoneaster, we have gauze, and we have wild rose. Basically all the prickly stuff. So at, what does that say? 9:25. I've got my gardening gloves and my secateurs to clear the way. And I have to do this tonight because if I leave this till tomorrow, that'll leave all the physical work, all the packing the camper till tomorrow, and that will just leave me too knackered. So I've got to get this done today. Because I'm taking a table this year, I've decided to change how I'm doing my jewellery displays. So I don't need to take 3 of my jewellery boards. I've decided to put these on a plate instead of on individual tags. And I've got these in a basket instead of hanging off a ribbon. And ingenious idea of wrapping them in cling film so that they stay in place. And the other jewellery is all packed in this bag here. I haven't made any new jewellery this year, so my stock of jewellery, handmade jewellery, is quite small this year. Excellent, thank you. Hey. There we go. Now no one's got any excuse. They know how to wear it. This, everybody, is what the face of a stall holder packing their camper van for a festival stall looks like. Attractive. The camper is half packed and then started pouring with rain. Really windy. I think it's going to be the wind is going to be an issue today, but I have a good quality gazebo, so fingers crossed it will be all right. Okay, just gonna have to pack my clothes. Alexa, what's the time?
It's 12:36 p.m.
Meant to be leaving in 25 minutes. Still gotta wash my hair. So we have chair for Rain, chair for me, the screen, the new grid thing that we made for the wings and the ears, and the new sprayed poles at the back there. The other clothes rails are underneath and the coat rack is underneath. We've got the mannequin here. Basket of festival belts, basket of kids clothes, other basket of kids clothes, another sale basket, and these 2 bags are like bits and pieces that we need to hand, like tablecloth, some of the display bits and bobs are in there, and at the top here is my box of tricks with all my duct tape and scissors and string. Oh, and the fork, which I need the handle of to dismantle that really stiff clothes rail. And of course Rain's hula hoop. I think we've got it all. I hope we've got it all. Can you get to your seatbelt all right? Right guys, we are in. Sorry I have not filmed much of today because it's just been manic, as you can imagine. We did it, look. That is just about everything in. I literally had to hold my hand out there and slam the door shut and just about got everything in. Although I've just seen that basket of hair garlands is gonna fall over, so I need to move that. Right, so Rain's coming with me. You all set?
I think so.
She's got her Fairy Festival t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Right, so I shall conclude this video now. Please excuse the state of me, but this is what it is like. This is the reality, as you were saying. Yeah. This is the reality of it. It's not glamorous. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing our preparations and what we got done, what we had to do. I'm so annoyed the extension poles for the clothing rail didn't come in time. They were due today and they haven't got here yet, which is really, really annoying. I'm just getting my breath back and then we are off. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you know anyone that might be interested in this channel, please share the link with them. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you again next time. Oh, and I will be vlogging the festival, so do hit subscribe if you're new here and the bell notification so you get told about when that video goes up. And I'll see you again next time. I've said that already. Bye.